Welcome back to Royal Daily Report, your go-to channel for all royal news. Before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Let's dive into today's story. For years, Meghan and Harry acted like their royal titles could never be taken away. For years, they carried themselves as if no one in the palace, the king or tradition could touch their status. But then came something they never expected. The king's official decision, written, sealed, published, a royal order that shows how easily a prince can be erased. The crown has made it official. And now, according to sources close to the palace, Harry and Meghan are panicking. Because once you see the new royal documents, one truth is clear. The king doesn't need permission. He doesn't need parliament. He doesn't need a debate. He only needs his will, his royal will, and a single signature. This is the story of how the most powerful royal tool resurfaced and why it sends a chill through the Sussex household. Now, let's begin. On an ordinary day, with no warning, no announcement, and no press fanfare, the palace released a set of documents called letters patent. To most people, those words might sound old, dusty, or boring. But in the royal world, those words are louder than thunder. Letters patent are royal orders that become law the moment the monarch signs them. No debate, no vote, no negotiation. These are not suggestions, not requests, not opinions. They are the king's command, written into history. And when these newly released letters patent became public, everything changed. Because inside the documents, the king showed something shocking. He has full power to remove a royal title instantly. Not next year, not after committees, not after political battles. Instantly. And the wording makes it even clearer. The king doesn't ask. The king doesn't propose. The king simply declares, "It is my royal will and pleasure." Those words are pure royal authority. And for Harry and Meghan, they are the 7 scariest words in the English language. Because if the king can remove one prince's title, he can remove another. And the example he chose was not small. It was massive, deliberate, and it sent a message louder than the crown itself. To understand why the Sussexes are so alarmed, we look at what the king did to Prince Andrew. Not rumors, not headlines. The official documents show step by step how Andrew's title was removed. The letters patent say Andrew was entitled to be a prince with the style of HR then, in the next line. That entitlement was revoked. No committee, no government involvement, no discussion, just a royal command, sealed at the palace, saying Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor shall no longer hold the style or dignity of HR or prince. That was it. One moment he was a prince, the next moment he wasn't. The crown didn't hesitate. The crown didn't blink. The crown acted. For the first time in modern royal history, everyone could see in writing how fast a prince can lose everything. And this is the exact blueprint now hanging over Harry. Because the only reason Andrew lost his title was the king signed a paper. And the only reason Harry still has his is the king hasn't signed one yet. That is the precedent. That is the fear. And that is why the Sussexes are suddenly very, very quiet. To understand the weight of this, we need to look deeper into history. Letters patent aren't new. They go back centuries. Queen Victoria used them to decide who was called prince or princess. King George V changed those rules again. Queen Elizabeth II used them to shape the modern monarchy. Every generation, monarchs use letters patent to rewrite royal roles like editors rewriting a book. And now, King Charles is using the same power. This is how royalty works. A king can create a title. A king can decide who counts as royal and who doesn't. He doesn't need approval from anyone. This is why the phrase royal will is so important. It means the king's decision is final. In the monarchy, nothing outweighs it. Not popularity, not politics, not public opinion. So when King Charles used this power to remove Andrew's titles, he wasn't just solving a problem. He was sending a warning. A reminder, a message to anyone misusing the crown's name: I can take it all away anytime. And this is why Harry and Meghan are reportedly panicking. Deep down, they see what the rest of the world sees. The king has begun using a tool no monarch has used so boldly in almost 100 years. And once a king uses his will to clean the royal house, he rarely stops at one person. While letters patent set the stage, the real pressure is on one man, Prince Harry. Because unlike headlines, public speeches, or Netflix shows, The crown watches behavior, not celebrity moments. And recently, Harry's behavior has raised eyebrows inside the palace. A source familiar with royal event rules says Harry was introduced as HRH Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, at a Toronto event. This is a problem, a direct violation of the agreement he made when stepping down as a working royal. He was told, no HR, no royal styling, no royal branding, no royal authority. Yet he was announced with the very titles he was forbidden to use. And that wasn't the only issue. At the Toronto event, ticket sales were so low that even at under $500, the room was mostly empty. Staff had to sit in vacant seats to avoid embarrassment. This was supposed to be a prestige moment, but it became a quiet reminder. Harry's global appeal isn't what it used to be. Even more, phones were banned. No filming, no photos. No evidence why. Because showing the empty seats, the awkward energy, the fading interest would damage the Sussex brand. This is the kind of behavior the palace sees as dangerous. A prince misusing titles, struggling publicly, yet acting like he has royal authority. And when a monarch sees misuse combined with public decline, title removal becomes not just possible, but necessary. Now we shift to Meghan and her relationship with royal titles. Insiders say it goes far beyond formality. Meghan didn't just accept her duchess title. She embraced it, marketed it, and reportedly demanded it. People who worked with her said she insisted on being addressed as HRH Princess Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. A title so long and ceremonial, even royal staff rarely use it fully. Yet Meghan reportedly demanded it every morning, sometimes mocking staff accents if they stumbled. This wasn't a mistake. It was a pattern. Meghan believed using titles everywhere in interviews, podcasts, speeches, business deals made them permanent, that the crown couldn't take them away. But the letter's patent proved something else. A title is not a shield. A title is not a brand. A title is a loan, and the king can recall it any time. Here's the biggest twist in Meghan's story. The detail she reportedly fears most, and the public never knew. Meghan holds no title of her own. Not one. Her duchess title exists only because she is married to Harry. It is courtesy only, a borrowed status, a title belonging to her husband, not her. This means something simple. If Harry loses his title, Meghan's disappears instantly. No announcement, no debate, no legal process. It vanishes the moment Harry's is removed. This is what triggered tension behind the scenes. Harry holds the title, technically, but Meghan built her entire identity, public persona, and media presence around it. Before being a duchess, Meghan lived 39 years without a title. She was an actress, public speaker, humanitarian, not a royal. Now, after less than 5 years with a borrowed title, she reportedly can't imagine life without it. Some sources claim she is preparing legal arguments if Harry's title is removed, knowing she has no independent claim. This is the Achilles heel of the Sussex story. Harry may risk losing everything. Meghan risks losing even more. Once the title is gone, so is the brand, the royal aura, the global interest, the status. While Harry and Meghan built a life in California, the palace quietly watched. Not gossip, not interviews, not Netflix shows. They watched one thing: repeated use of royal titles by people no longer serving the crown. Inside the palace, this is called rogue royals. Insiders say Harry and Meghan are not the only ones. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, though less controversial, are also non-working royals, using royal styling for private business. To the public, it seems harmless. To the monarchy, it is structural. If everyone keeps titles and uses them for influence, monarchy authority weakens. Titles become tools, not honors, not responsibilities, just branding. Sources say King Charles is quietly frustrated. He sees his mother's legacy. He sees the monarchy's future resting on consistency. He sees the public questioning the value of titles. And he sees Harry and Meghan, two people who left but act like royal representatives. For the king, this isn't personal. It's structural. A monarchy cannot afford loose ends. The Sussex titles are the loosest ends. Sources say the letter's patent caused a sudden shift in Meghan's behavior privately. For years, Meghan spoke boldly. She criticized, exposed, accused, and branded herself a survivor of royal injustice. Now her tone softened. The sharp edges dulled. Attacks slowed. Insiders say she finally understands the stakes. The power is not in interviews, headlines, documentaries, or speeches. The power is with the king and one piece of paper. This realization caused the reported panic. Meghan saw what everyone else saw. If the monarch could remove Andrew's title, he can remove Harry's too. If Harry loses his, Meghan loses everything attached to it. This is why insiders say her strategy shifted. Her tone went calmer. Comments became careful. Public presence became less confrontational. Legal advisors are reviewing scenarios. Some say she is exploring ways to distance herself from past criticisms of the monarchy. Quiet reset in case the crown strikes. Because Meghan cannot fight royal prerogative in court. A title given by the monarch can be taken by the monarch. No judge can stop it. The truth, for the first time in years, Meghan is not holding the power. She is reacting to it. Insiders say King Charles now considers two major actions via letters patent that could change the Sussex story forever. 1. Removal of the HR style from Harry. This would permanently strip Harry of HRH styling, legally and fully. 2. Removal of the Duke of Sussex title. This is the major step Meghan fears most. It would instantly erase her duchess status. Sources say these letters patent have been discussed for months. Not punishment. Protection for the monarchy. Every time Harry and Meghan use titles for business or branding, the royal household gets backlash. That is unacceptable. Titles mean duty, not business. Sources say the king's patience is wearing thin. The message behind the possible letters patent, serve the crown, or don't. You cannot leave and still carry the crown's authority. If issued, there will be no warning, no countdown, no negotiation. One morning, Harry's royal status disappears overnight. For years, Harry and Meghan tried to control their story. They built a brand on titles they thought could never be taken. But the crown has spoken. Letters patent show the world how fragile a title is, how fast it can vanish, how easily a prince can become a private citizen. Inside Montecito, reality is sinking in. The king has all the power. Not Netflix, not Hollywood, not podcasts, not interviews, not celebrity support, not international sympathy. Only the crown, only the monarch, only the royal will. This is not the end of the Sussex story. It is the beginning of its most dangerous chapter. A chapter where every word, deal, appearance, misstep could push the king closer to signing that paper. One day, the world may wake up to a royal announcement that changes everything. The countdown has started. And behind closed doors, people know exactly what is coming. The crown is moving. The titles are trembling. History is waning. That was your full update from Royal Daily Report. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to stay updated on all royal news. We'll bring you every development as it happens, only here on Royal Daily Report.